and welcome back once again to Jurassic Park Builder. We are waiting on my egg to hatch, and it's ready, and we now have our own little baby bar, Noxus. But like I said, we just call him Baby Bar. So that will work out for us quite well as we head on over to the Meat Harbor to visit Steve and Associates and see what's going on. And I'm just doing this lightning fast right now because there's so much to be done in the park. Like, we have to research DNA, and we got a compy. Oh yeah, how's he look? Not too friendly, but you know, if I remember right, the compies are carnivores, right? But yet, for some reason, I think they're like portrayed almost like with an impassive bias towards humanity. So like they're ignorant and they can't be aggressive towards people until that one guy like tases one, and they like run in packs in the second film. I have to look that up because, like I said, I mean, obviously in that picture he looked like he was a carnivore, but I'm just looking at coins. I'm thinking about the next time I get $1 to use some of the coins. So, alright, time for our code red. We don't want any of these dinos to escape, and to prevent them from escaping, we simply tap on them. And all of a sudden they go into the state of fear and shock. And they're like, oh, a human touched me, you know? Don't they know I'm a carnivore? And I say, well, no, you know, that's what I do. I touch dinos. So, and they don't care. But I think, well, that wasn't bad. So now Kelly wants us to do something Keltastic, I'm sure. Which by Keltastic I mean incredibly stupid. Because that seems, you know, to be what she always wants us to do. Film dinosaurs and, you know, do just crazy crap like that. Looking at the dinos now, and I really would like to get a duck-billed dino down sometime soon. I think I'll put him... Can I put him there? No, I'll put him over here. More space for him to run around. Oh, and we leveled up to level 10. Finally, after all this time, we are in double digits. And we got Henry Wu back and John Hammond at the same time. Yeah, so we will check and see what they have to say here in a second. That little Allosaurus is moving and grooving down there. Just dancing the night away.
When I, you, and everyone we knew could believe, do, and share in what was true, oh, I said, dance all days long.
Alrighty. Well, he seems to be stuck in a loop. And I don't know why. But he is. So go figure. Alright. So Henry wants to take a break by expanding the park. Which makes no sense. But whatever. You know, why would a scientist be interested in expanding the park? Your guess is as good as mine. And now the underwater section's open. So we'll have to go check that out here in a second. Sounds exciting. I am not really up for underwater dinosaurs, to be honest. But, yeah, they're there. So let's go check them out. Okay, and Henry Wu greets us at the gate. As you can see, we have two new sorts of food here. We have fish, and we have what looks to be shrimp. And apparently that's what our dinos underwater eat, is just fish and shrimp. Which, in my opinion, is a pretty healthy diet when all things are considered, you know? Like upstairs, they're just like eating raw meat and stuff, and that's like, whoa, you know? That's not really that healthy. But here, they are appeased with a Long John Silver's and, you know, getting 2 tons of it. Alright, so let's look around here. We have our harbors, and they look to be powered by submarines and some unknown dinos. Another premature bottle of champagne. Not at all. We have the expansion of Jurassic Park. No doubt we'll be going in a new direction. Yeah, new direction. What could possibly go wrong with an underwater version of Jurassic Park? As if, you know, we didn't know. If anybody played Jurassic Park the game, that was quite an eventful little sequence. Oh, and we have a DNA sample now, so that's cool. So we'll have to start decoding that, and soon we will add our first prehistoric fish to the park. Maybe I should say prehistoric underwater creature. Maybe that's more accurate. Or prehistoric crustacean. Maybe that's more accurate. I'll go with the third one. That sounds better. I mean, being underwater is nice, but it's not really good to stay down there too long because, you know, you start to get dizzy and the pressure gets to your head, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I would rather be above ground. I would much rather be above ground. So, let's see some of our objectives here. Looks like we're on track. We're just like collecting coins and, you know, doing little things right now to appease our hierarchy that we're working for. We still need to buy a pond for Malcolm. He's like going berserk about that. He's running around the park, he's just screaming, chaos theory, chaos theory, chaos theory. But now, all of a sudden, like, since he's gotten this pond issue, he's just been like, ponds, 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 and just going a little nuts. Looks like our guy evolved a little bit. Or, I don't know. Did he get bigger since the last time we looked at the park? I think he evolved last time, actually. Yeah, I think so. So we just cleared out a little hump of seaweed that was down there that basically replaces the wheat in this part of the game. And just taking our time decoding this junk. And it doesn't look like it's going to get done this trip down. Nope, sure won't. And it's going to take 8 hours for our expedition team to return. That is just unbelievably long. So let's add some track to our little strip here. I mean, at least do that. I mean, we're going to have to do it at some point. So let's go back up top. Alright, what to do, what to do. Let's just make our rounds, collect for some dinos. Little trikey. Going crazy. Let's move you. You know, that river looks really cool. I wish we could like zoom in closer and like do stuff like closer to the main building, you know. But I don't know exactly what we would do. I mean, I'm just saying it'd be cool to go more in depth a little than this. Not that the game isn't already in depth, but you know what I mean. Alright, so apparently Kelly tried to scare some tourists, I don't know, and now she wants us to move some crap and add some roads. Which is funny, because I didn't know that Kelly had the authority to add roads in Jurassic Park. You would think that maybe the park leadership would, you know, have that authority, but no, we have this girl who's like running around saying pave roads, and she doesn't even tell us where to put them, you know. In real life, that would be a disaster.